Hello YouTubers, how's it going? So I'm sitting here on this Sunday afternoon doing this video update for the week, and I gotta close that out. Okay, perfect. Something popped up on the screen I had to take care of. Not a lot to talk about this week. Dad and Amy, they're gone, so I figured that this would be a good time to get started on a video update for the week, my weekly video updates. For those of you who are subscribed to my channel, you know that I do one video every Sunday about just the week in review. I don't have an itinerary prepared this week like I did last week, but I'll ad-lib it and just try to remember as much as I can. Jerry Lewis passed away, the great comedian Jerry Lewis. He was 91, and I do have an autographed photo of him. Not in front of me at the moment, but I do have an autograph of him in my collection. Yeah, I was a big fan of Jerry Lewis. I loved his movies. I appreciated all the work he did for the Muscular Dystrophy Association. Just a remarkable and inspirational guy, so talented, and he had that certain, step and rhythm and look and personality, and he was just all around funny. And another great, passed away at the age of 91. Gone but never forgotten. That's the key. We lose a lot, but the key is to remember them and the legacy that they left behind, and the life that they lived, which I think is the key to life. Not to get too philosophical, but I think it kind of made me think about something with all the death going on lately. Is that you have to live every day like there is no tomorrow, and you have to make the best out of a bad situation all the time, or at least try to. I know over the weekend, matter of fact, right now, I think Texas is still being affected by what was Hurricane Harvey. Now I believe is a tropical storm or a tropical depression. I haven't read the updates, but I had read previously, I think there were 2 reported deaths, and the number could rise. I haven't checked online sources yet, but it's a madhouse in Texas from the weather, and if you're watching from Texas, I hope you're safe. I hope you're okay, and I send all my love and best wishes to those of you who are watching from Texas. So, like I said, not a lot to talk about today. I guess the one thing I could talk about is that hard lessons were learned over the weekend. Is that you find out who your friends are. There's really not much I can say about it, other than the fact that I'm kind of hurt and I'm kind of upset. And I say kind of because, there's really nothing I can do. There's no point in being upset about something you can't change. But I'm just upset at the fact that, I had spoken to these people for a couple of years at least. And suddenly, out of the blue, they just, I guess they grew tired of me, or they just got tired of the drama, or, what have you. I don't know. I don't know what the reason was, because, it's Facebook, and you never get a reason. People can just shut you out of their life, and that's it. They don't have to explain why. It's one of the things that I don't like about social media. It's one of the reasons why I'm glad I walked away from Facebook, because it's, it's the way people treat each other on Facebook. You would not treat anybody like that in real life. I can almost guarantee that. See, anybody who sits behind a screen or a keyboard or even your phone, you can act all tough and macho behind your technological little gadgets here. you can be all tough and think you're making a statement by treating people like crap. But like I said, in public, if you met those people face to face, they wouldn't talk to you, they wouldn't confront you, they wouldn't have anything to say to you. And the reason being is because, wow, what an awkward situation that I've created for myself, because I'm using Facebook as a guideline for the real world, and Facebook is not the real world. YouTube isn't even the real world. Although I'm real, and I'm speaking into a camera, but the reality is out there. The real world is outside my door. The real world is when you're not constantly looking down at your phone like this and doing this number here, or with the thumbs doing this. The real world is what you experience in real life. This isn't, I can talk about real life instances, and I can say that I'm real because I am, but that's the attitude, that's the direction that people had taken, is that Facebook and Twitter and all these social media sites now, this is the new guideline for reality, and, it's a preconceived notion. It's it's a bad attitude and it's a bad way of looking at things. And I guess it would be a bad attitude because you have a negative attitude about life, real life. And this is all the life we know now. Well, no, that's not true. All I can say is I can remember life before all of this social media stuff. I was writing journals and I was listening to music. I was doing my own thing, and, I miss that life. I really do. And it sounds like my dad's home. I think he is. Or it could be next door. But either way, guys, so that's basically a hard lesson I had to learn over the weekend, is you find out who your friends are. And unfortunately, they use Facebook as a guideline for their reality. And when they block you, when they shut you out, delete you, ban you, what have you, they can do it, and they use that as a platform to wrongfully behave and not have to answer to anybody for any kind of responsibility. They don't have to take responsibility for the way they treat you, which is why I don't like social media. It has killed humanity. It has destroyed our way of life, how we communicate. I don't know. It just makes, when we're on, we have, and, the society is engulfed in social media. And the thing is that when you actually meet somebody in person in real life, suddenly it becomes awkward that you would actually communicate with people, when you see them in person in the flesh. It makes the situation awkward. Well, it's like, I don't even know how to talk to these people in person. Because we're on social media. We only talk through social media. And if you have the ability or the capability to know how to speak to people one-on-one, away from social media in person, that's wonderful. Or over the phone even, I don't mind emails, because email is just as sufficient. But Facebook and Twitter and all that, I think it was a bad move, and most people find it convenient because, it's a shortcut. We can talk to people, but from a distance. Well, what kind of friendship or lifestyle is that? I can love people, but from a distance. You can tolerate them, but from a distance. So if you have nothing to do with them in the real world, why then would you give them the time of day on Facebook? It's really stupid, and it's lazy, I think. Using social media as a shortcut for communication. I'm 31 years old. I'm old enough to remember life before Facebook. And sadly and oddly enough, the teenagers of this generation and even the littler kids, they don't know a life without it. So that's kind of where, as adults, we have to, from an older generation, we have to kind of keep the old ways going. Even though we have taken that direction of, everything is on social media, everybody's on social media. But like I said, there was a time when social media didn't exist. And we have to try to reiterate the old ways of how we used to live. Social media kind of broke that cycle, of the home life. I can go out in public to a restaurant, whether it be a bar or even at McDonald's, and I see kids with their faces buried in their cell phones, parents with their faces buried in cell phones, and you're around the table. This even happens at home around their dinner table. Everybody's got their phones, under their noses. What happened to quality time with your family? Whatever happened to, you can do things in life without always having to take photographic documentation of your life to share it with people. Not everybody has to know what you're doing every second of every day. And as much as I love my friends, the friends that I still have, and some family that I talk to, as much as I love them, I just don't see the need for Facebook. I visited I got to see my cousin at my grandpa's, it was Friday? Yes, Friday. It was on Friday. I spent some time at my grandpa Fuller's, and my cousin Tammy was there, Tammy Fuller, and her dad, Elwin. I don't see him very often, and it was nice to see him. Dad and I went over there, and she had a box of Chicago-style pizza. It was pretty good. One slice will fill you up. If you know a thing or two about Chicago-style pizza, or if you're even watching from Chicago, Chicago-style pizza will fill you up. One slice. And it was so thick that I had to cut it with a fork. I could have picked it up and ate it, took a bite, but it would have slopped everywhere, and I didn't want to make a mess, so, excuse me. Hello?
Hello, is Dad right there, John?
He might be. I don't know if was he supposed to be coming home?
Yeah.
He might have pulled in. I thought I heard somebody pull in.
Yeah, he had a load in the van and was going to unload it in the back by the camper on the trailer.
Okay, he's probably here then. I'm in the house yet.
Can you run the phone out to him, bub?
I'm kind of busy right now.
Are you?
Yeah, does he have a cell phone?
Yeah, he does, but he's not answering it. I just wanted to let him know that Grandpa's up here now.
Okay.
Is off.
Okay, well, I'll let him know when I'm done.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That was Amy. I lost train of thought. Thank you, Amy. Chicago-style pizza. It's very delicious, very filling, and like I said, I had to cut it with a fork. It was that thick. But anyway, like I said, not a whole lot going on. I broke down on Friday night. I was just in a bad way. I was kind of depressed about some things, and I slept all day yesterday. I'm still tired today. But I've been drinking coffee, trying to stay awake, and I slept all day yesterday. I told my dad, I said, I just don't care anymore. Let whatever's going to happen. It's just, it makes you not want to help people anymore. When you bend over backwards and you give all of yourself, you devote your heart and your time to other people, and they're not appreciative, or they just get tired of you, it just makes you not want to help people anymore. And it makes you just want to sleep. It just doesn't, it doesn't pay to help people anymore. Because each and every time I help somebody, it seems like I'm always getting shafted. I'm always getting the knife in the back. And, I'm always being left high and dry. And I'm tired of it, and after a while, when your hand gets bitten by the people that you feed, so to speak, you get tired of your hand being bitten. You get tired of lending a hand. And, people say to me, well, Jared, you shouldn't let that break your spirit. Well, it's not breaking my spirit. I'm just like anybody else, I would get tired. I would get fed up. And I've gotten to that point where I'm just tired of trying to be nice to everybody and trying to do right by people just to get treated like total shit. I'm tired of it. And I understand, like I said, with Facebook, there's all kinds of crap being said about me. I know there is right today, this minute. This video is going to be shared on Facebook, and they're going to put their own negative spin on it and try to get more people against me. Whatever, YouTube is probably the last platform of any kind of social media that I have. Because with YouTube, I can select the content that I want to see, and I can talk about things openly, and, you take it or leave it, and you make of it as you will. It's not my responsibility to make you think something or think differently. It's not my job to tell people what to do or to tell people how to think, but these are my thoughts. And this is me speaking from my heart, and I'm just so sick and tired of always bending over backwards, thinking of everybody else just to get a knife in the back. I'm done. And I'm sure a lot of people who are watching this video can relate. They've probably been in those situations many, many times, and they're probably going through it now like I am. It's a sad world that we live in now, that this attitude that it's every man for himself and don't trust nobody, don't trust anybody. What kind of life is that? You got to trust somebody at some time. And I understand that there are always extenuating circumstances that would make someone not trust people. But, life doesn't stop. Just because you stop trusting people, time doesn't stand still. Life goes on. So instead of this attitude, don't trust anybody, well, I'm sorry you feel that way, but there are people in the world who still give a damn. And it's just sad that we cannot, it's not like it used to be. It's a totally different time in our culture and our history. And, sadly enough, it has become this issue now where in America, or anywhere in the world, not just America, but I'm sure all over the world, that because you were born with a penis, therefore you pose a threat. I mean, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. But, I mean, I kind of got that hint. I was talking to somebody last night, and she's, a woman, of course, and she said, well, no, I'm not trying to make you feel like you're a bad person. Well, I know I'm not a bad person. I mean, I'm not perfect, but I still want to try to help people as often as I can. And because I say words like sweetie, sweetheart, and this, that, and the other, they're terms of endearment. I don't use any sexual terms, but that's what I've been accused of in the past. And when I say words like sweetie and sweetheart, because I never use words like sexy or angel or whatever. Beautiful is not even, it's not anything of concern. But in the way that a man would speak to a woman, I mean, that's reserved for adult women. what I was accused of saying, or, you know, because I say sweetheart, sweetie to little girls on Facebook because I was an advocate for childhood cancer. And, oh, what a sweetie, you know, you're such a sweetheart. Big deal. I have nieces who are around their age. Well, it's different because you're their uncle. Well, how is it different? What makes it so different? Well, you're a stranger to them. Oh, please. I talk to their parents. Suddenly, after all this time, I'm just another person? And now suddenly, after all this time, you just want to start believing something else? You let someone fill your head with a bunch of crap? That, oh, well, you know, when he calls your daughter sweetie and sweetheart, you know, he doesn't mean it in the way you think. Yet, go to hell, you know? And however you take that is exactly what I mean. Go to hell. If you're going to go around telling people that that's what I mean by sweetie and sweetheart in some perverted context, you're a jerk. So, how's that? But anyway, and that's just me being very subtle because what I really want to say, I can't say. So I'm just going to leave it as that. So anyway, guys, that's really all I want to talk about. I try to be as happy-go-lucky as I can be. It doesn't always work. Doesn't always happen. I've had a lot of crap thrown at me lately, and I'm just trying to rebuild and pick up the pieces and dust myself off and just get on with it. So, you know, I mean, other than that, I'm doing okay. I'm hanging in there. I'm just rolling with it, you know, and I don't have Facebook, of course, so I could care less what goes on Facebook anymore. As long as I can still keep in touch with my friends through, like text message, or they send me emails, things like that. As long as I still have that connection with my friends, that's really all I'm concerned about. That's about it. Excuse me. Coffee. But anyway, guys, I guess that's it. I know this is kind of a short video. I don't have anything prepared. No itineraries made out or anything. But I'm just going to sit back for the rest of this afternoon and watch TV Land. The Golden Girls are on right now. I love the Golden Girls. Guess that's all I wanted to say. I'm doing okay. I'm hanging in there for the most part and just trying to get through the day. You know, I slept all day yesterday. I was just depressed about everything. I had no motivation, and my dad says, well, you know, Jared, it's 4 o'clock, time to get up. Screw it. I'll just, just let me sleep. I just had a rough weekend, a rough day, and it's like, just let me sleep. So, but I'm awake today, or at least for a little while. I'm kind of getting tired again. So I'll probably just kick back and probably end up falling asleep watching the Golden Girls. But anyway, much love. Peace out from Michigan, guys. Take care.